I analysed over 607 photos from the Paris Fashion Week street style photos, and here is what I found. Hi, I'm Britt Lispina, a print and textile designer with over 10 years industry experience designing for some of Australia's largest brands in-store and online. I'm going to show you some of the prints that stood out to me, as well as talk about some of the trends I'm seeing for next year. First up, I really want to start on this print here. This is a conversational print, and these are prints that invoke or spark conversation. So you can see a zebra, you can see a snake, you can see oranges, basically anything that isn't really meant to be on fabric, like it's something a bit random. And a lot of prints moving into next year are going to be this. Think of the Elias May times KitchenAid collaboration. It's all about crazy. It's the refute of millennial beige, millennial grey. Nobody wants to be seen boring, basic, plain Jane. Similarly, if we look at this print here, you can also see that there's a lot going on. This is a conversational as well, as much as it's an abstract. And why is it a conversational? Well, we can see a star, we can see a shell, eyes, a whole face, a flower. A lot more brands are going to be taking this approach. This design here really stood out to me because a lot of high-end brands are already doing the one flower on the dress. But what we don't see yet is the smaller brands that are more accessible. They're not doing this well. Next year, we're going to see a lot more brands put that big flower on a dress, just as we can see it done really well here. This print is everything. It's definitely been my favorite print from all of the street style photos. It's like a mosaic, it's giving watercolor, it's giving geo, it's absolutely everything. It ticks all the boxes. Everyone take note. I find this print really interesting because it's not so easy on the eye, but it is very crazy. And if you are going to spend a lot of money for a print, you do want it to sort of be crazy and stand out. It is very much so a geo, but look, it's also a conversational. What are we looking at? I wanted to share two animal prints that stood out to me. So we've got this zebra here in the green, and then we also have Anna Wintour here in this cheetah leopard print, which is kind of also looking like an abstract eye cut in the sense that it is blurred. There is a lot of movement in it, and it is in that kind of unconventional color palette, which we can see with that other print in the green zebra as well. This print here I found particularly interesting because it is traditionally another conversational. It's a horse head in diamonds. It's also kind of a geo as well, and it's giving that sort of regal royal element, that sort of old money vibe. Interestingly enough, this print goes against a lot of the print trends that I'm seeing because it is so classic in the red and green nature with the black and white motive. So that is another completely different road to go down depending on your consumer. This print is also giving royal, regal, old money, very boring, basic, but still very classy and safe. So if that is sort of your customer, this is another option. This print is very different to a lot of the other things that I've seen. Pamela Anderson wears it so beautifully, but it is very random. It doesn't really fit in a category. I know for a fact that it is an abstract, but it reminds me a lot of those artists I'm seeing on Instagram with the beautiful linen base and then the watercolor elements on top, and then they go over with the marker, with the chalk, with the pencil, and that's kind of making its way into fashion now, as we can see here too. If you want to go a beige, if you want to go a minimal, if that's your customer, maybe this is the way that you can add color. My key takeaway is we're going to be seeing a lot more bright, fun, conversational prints, and we're also going to be seeing different sort of color palettes in animal prints, and we're going to be seeing different ways we can use these conversational motifs in a geometric style. My final thought is one flower on a dress is going to be huge, and if it's not on your radar, it should be.